Imagine sitting on the edge of your bed, staring at the disarray around you, clothes scattered across the floor, papers piled haphazardly on the desk. It's chaos. Amid this clutter, a small voice in your mind whispers, "This room is a disaster." You hesitate, brushing off the thought as trivial. After all, tidying up feels inconsequential compared to the larger goals in life. But then a more profound question surfaces. If you can't organize what's yours, how can you hope to organize the rest of your life? That question lingers, challenging your perspective. Slowly, you bend down, pick up a shirt, and place it in the drawer. One small action at a time, the room begins to transform, and with it, so do you. This isn't about cleaning a room, it's about reclaiming control. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." True power lies in mastering oneself, and that mastery begins not with grand gestures, but with small, intentional actions. By taking charge of what's immediately in front of you, you lay the foundation for something far greater. This act of organization becomes a declaration, a promise to yourself to grow, to improve, and to take control of your life. Life is an intricate tapestry of challenges, triumphs, and lessons waiting to be learned. Among these lessons, one of the most empowering is recognizing your intrinsic worth. You deserve respect, not from others, but first and foremost from yourself. In today's world, where distractions and comparisons run rampant, self-respect becomes not just a right, but a responsibility. It's about seeing yourself as the center of your journey, understanding your value, and treating yourself with the same care and dedication you would offer a loved one. Self-respect isn't about indulgence, it's about alignment, aligning your actions with your deeper values. Friedrich Nietzsche once said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." That why lies in your commitment to yourself, to a purpose that drives you forward. Respect begins with setting standards for yourself and keeping the promises you make. Imagine resisting the urge to indulge in a fleeting pleasure, like a tempting slice of cake, because you've committed to a health goal. That refusal isn't just about the cake, it's a statement. It's choosing long-term well-being over short-term gratification, demonstrating that you value yourself enough to prioritize what truly matters. Every small decision, whether it's choosing to exercise, turning off distractions to focus, or speaking kindly to yourself, contributes to a disciplined and meaningful life. It's in these moments that you build the resilience to face larger challenges. As Marcus Aurelius said, there is only one way to happiness. Stop expecting things outside your control. By focusing on what you can influence and aligning your actions with your principles, you cultivate a life rooted in respect, meaning, and strength. Motivation is the fuel that propels you forward on this path of self-improvement. It's not something that appears out of thin air. It comes from understanding what drives you, what lights a fire within. For some, it's the connection found in friendships and family. For others, it's the thrill of creation or the pursuit of security. Whatever your source of motivation, it begins with knowing yourself. Reflect on your personality and passions. Are you energized by connection, inspired by creativity, driven by a desire for stability? Identify these sparks and use them to ignite your goals. Motivation also comes from clarity, having a vision for your life and breaking it into achievable steps. Start small. If better health is your goal, begin with a short daily walk. Each small victory builds momentum, rewiring your brain to associate progress with pleasure. But motivation doesn't only stem from hope, it's also fueled by the fear of stagnation. Imagine an athlete preparing for a race. Success drives them forward, but the fear of falling short pushes them to prepare even harder. Balance these forces within yourself, using both the joy of achievement and the lessons of failure as catalysts for growth. Take the story of Mark, a software engineer facing an intimidating presentation to senior executives. Initially paralyzed by fear, he reminded himself of his long-term goal, becoming a leader in his field. That vision motivated him to prepare diligently, rehearsing his presentation and anticipating challenges. When the day came, he delivered with confidence, impressing the team and earning greater responsibility. His success wasn't just about talent, it was about channeling motivation into focused effort. In a world of relentless comparisons, it's easy to feel insignificant. Modern society amplifies the pressure to be extraordinary, but Stoic philosophy reminds us that our worth isn't determined by external benchmarks. Epictetus wisely observed, "It's not things that upset us, but our judgments about things." Instead of measuring yourself against others, focus on your unique contributions. A chef in a small town might not rival Michelin-starred restaurants, but their recipes bring joy to their community, a value that cannot be diminished by comparisons. The key is to redefine success on your terms. Improvement isn't about being better than others, it's about becoming the best version of yourself. Even in a world filled with distractions and competition, every small act of progress contributes to a meaningful life. Whether it's refining a skill, nurturing a relationship, or creating something of value, these efforts shape your character and your future. Life is full of cheap tricks designed to pull you into resentment and complaints. But falling into negativity is easy and fruitless. Complaints don't solve problems, they magnify them. True strength comes from accepting challenges as part of life's natural rhythm. Epictetus reminds us that suffering isn't the problem, it's our judgment of it that creates pain. Instead of resenting hardships, embrace them as opportunities to grow. Each challenge is a chance to demonstrate resilience, to learn, and to rise above. Responsibility is the antidote to resentment. When you take ownership of your actions and choices, you regain control over your life. A friend of mine, facing struggles in both his career and marriage, chose not to complain, but to act. He focused on learning new skills, improving communication, and dedicating himself to growth. Over time, his efforts transformed his circumstances, proving that even in adversity, change is possible when you take responsibility. This mindset transforms suffering into strength, complaints into action, and obstacles into stepping stones. Life will always present challenges, but how you respond defines your experience. Choose resilience, choose growth. Above all, choose to focus on yourself and what you can control. In doing so, you'll uncover a strength you didn't know you had, one that empowers you to create a life worth living. As you navigate the cluttered landscape of life, it's easy to become overwhelmed by comparisons and distractions, feeling like your efforts are insignificant in the grand scheme of things. But the truth is, your journey isn't about competing with the world, it's about refining yourself. Every day, you are presented with opportunities to focus inward, to find strength not in the validation of others, but in the quiet satisfaction of self-improvement. This is the essence of growth, to measure progress not by how far ahead you are of others, but by how far you've come from where you started. Modern society often sets the stage for relentless competition. Social media, advertisements, and curated images of success bombard us with unrealistic standards. The guitar player who felt confident in his small circle now sees virtuosos online and questions his ability. The home cook, proud of their cherished family recipe, feels overshadowed by elaborate creations from professional chefs. The trap is clear. No matter what you achieve, there will always be someone who seems better, more accomplished, or more admired. But the Stoics teach us to reject these comparisons. Epictetus famously said, "It's not things that upset us, but our judgments about things." When you stop judging yourself by external measures and focus on your own values, you free yourself from the weight of unnecessary expectations. Think of the small-town chef. To their family and community, their meals are a source of comfort, joy, and connection. That impact is no less significant than a five-star restaurant's prestige. By shifting the frame of reference, they rediscover meaning in what they do, not because it's recognized globally, but because it's meaningful to the people who matter most. The same principle applies to you. Your value doesn't come from applause or accolades, but from the quiet fulfillment of living authentically. Stop chasing perfection and start embracing what makes you unique. It's not about being the best in the world. It's about being the best for yourself and the circles you touch. Improvement is not about reaching an ideal state, but about moving closer to the version of yourself that aligns with your principles. In this pursuit, you'll encounter moments when the path forward feels daunting. You might even question if you're on the right path at all. These moments are crossroads where you face an inner moral hazard. Should you continue, or should you let go and pivot? This is not a question of failure, but of clarity. Stoicism teaches us to reflect deeply on our goals and whether they still align with who we want to become. As Epictetus said, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Changing direction is not failure if it stems from growth and awareness. Imagine a salesperson who has spent years pursuing an ineffective strategy. Recognizing the need for a change, they decide to learn a new skill, step into a different role, or even start anew in another field. This choice is not an abandonment of effort. It's a courageous realignment with a goal that offers greater value. Stoicism reminds us that discipline is essential in these moments, not as a means of rigidity, but as a tool to stay true to our higher purpose. Discipline is what turns intentions into actions and actions into habits. It's the daily practice that builds the foundation for long-term growth. Think of an artist who dreams of mastering their craft. Their success isn't a product of occasional inspiration, but of consistent effort. The hours spent practicing, the willingness to learn from mistakes, and the resilience to keep going even when progress feels slow. Discipline isn't a restriction, it's liberation, allowing you to focus on what truly matters while filtering out distractions. This focus also requires integration, aligning your emotions, motivations, and mindset with your goals. Consider a marathon runner. Their success doesn't come from physical training alone. It comes from uniting their mental fortitude and emotional resilience with their physical preparation. This harmony is what enables them to push through the final, grueling miles. Similarly, in your journey, integrating all aspects of yourself ensures that you move forward with purpose, strength, and clarity. Life is not without its challenges, and those challenges often bring moments of doubt. You may feel tempted to give in to resentment, to dwell on unfair circumstances or unfulfilled desires. But Stoic philosophy warns against this trap. Complaints are cheap, they offer no solutions, only excuses. Resentment is easy, growth is hard. The choice is yours. Will you focus on the negatives, or will you rise above them? Imagine someone stuck in a cycle of blaming their circumstances, a difficult boss, a strained relationship, or a missed opportunity. Their complaints become their identity, their reason for not trying. Now imagine someone else in the same situation who decides to act instead. They address the conflict with their boss, work to improve their relationship, or learn new skills to open doors to better opportunities. Their choice to take responsibility transforms their reality. Responsibility is not a burden. It's a gift. It gives you the power to shape your own life. A friend of mine faced a period of immense struggle. His career was at a standstill, and his personal life was fraught with tension. Instead of succumbing to despair, he took small, deliberate steps to rebuild. He started waking up earlier to focus on self-improvement, took courses to expand his skills, and made an effort to communicate better with his loved ones. These actions, though small at first, compounded into a significant transformation. He didn't just survive his challenges, he thrived because of them. This is the essence of resilience, not avoiding difficulty, but embracing it as a teacher. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Positive thinking doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means facing it with clarity, courage, and a commitment to growth. Life is full of choices, and each one shapes your path. Will you choose to dwell on what's beyond your control, or will you focus on what you can change? Will you let resentment hold you back, or will you take action to move forward? The power of choice is the foundation of a meaningful life. Every moment presents an opportunity to align your actions with your values, to rise above negativity, and to focus on what truly matters. The road is not easy, but it is worth it. By choosing growth over comfort, discipline over distraction, and responsibility over complaint, you create a life of purpose and fulfillment. This is how you become the architect of your destiny, one choice, one action, one day at a time. Life is a continuous interplay of challenges and opportunities, and within every choice lies the power to shape our reality. Among the most profound lessons of Stoic philosophy is the understanding that our perspective, not the external world, determines our experience. This wisdom reveals itself in how we respond to the inevitable obstacles that life presents. Instead of resisting difficulties or succumbing to frustration, we can choose to face them with clarity and composure, transforming each moment into an opportunity for growth. Imagine navigating a particularly difficult day. Perhaps it's a day when everything seems to go wrong, miscommunication at work, personal disagreements, or unexpected setbacks. The temptation to lash out, complain, or retreat into negativity is strong. But what if instead you paused? What if in that pause you reminded yourself that your reaction, not the events themselves, defines the outcome? This is the essence of Stoicism, reclaiming control over your inner world, no matter the chaos outside. Resilience, the ability to remain steady and purposeful under pressure, is a cornerstone of this philosophy. Resilience doesn't mean denying hardship, it means embracing it as part of the journey. Consider an athlete preparing for competition. They endure grueling workouts, push through moments of exhaustion, and face the fear of failure, all to build strength and skill. The same principle applies to life's challenges. Each obstacle is an opportunity to develop resilience, to prove to yourself that you are capable of enduring and overcoming. This resilience extends beyond external challenges to the battles within, the doubts, insecurities, and fears that often hold us back. These inner struggles can feel overwhelming, but Stoicism offers a path forward. By focusing on what is within your control, your thoughts, your actions, your mindset, you can navigate even the stormiest emotions with a sense of calm. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This realization is liberating, a reminder that no matter the circumstances, you are never powerless. This inner strength grows when we cultivate discipline, the ability to stay aligned with our values and goals, even when faced with distractions or temptations. Discipline is not about perfection, it's about persistence. It's the daily practice of choosing what matters most, even when it's difficult. Imagine someone training for a marathon. They may not feel motivated every day, but their commitment to their goal keeps them moving forward, one step at a time. Discipline turns fleeting motivation into sustained progress. In the context of self-improvement, discipline is the bridge between intention and action. It's what allows you to turn aspirations into reality, whether it's improving your health, mastering a skill, or nurturing a relationship. By practicing discipline, you build trust in yourself, proving that you can rely on your own efforts to achieve what you set out to do. This trust becomes a source of confidence, empowering you to tackle even greater challenges. As you build this inner resilience and discipline, it's important to remember that progress is not always linear. There will be moments of doubt, setbacks, and the temptation to give up. In these moments, self-compassion becomes essential. Stoicism teaches us to treat ourselves with the same patience and understanding we would offer a friend. When you stumble, instead of harsh self-criticism, offer yourself encouragement to rise again. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is a vital part of the process. Imagine an artist struggling with a creative block. They might be tempted to abandon their work, convinced that they've lost their talent. But if they approach the block with curiosity rather than frustration, they might discover new inspiration. They may find that the struggle itself leads to breakthroughs they wouldn't have reached otherwise. This perspective, that challenges are not barriers but stepping stones, transforms the way we approach difficulties, both large and small. This mindset is particularly powerful in a world filled with comparisons and distractions. Social media and societal expectations often create the illusion that everyone else is succeeding effortlessly, leaving us feeling inadequate. But Stoic philosophy reminds us that these comparisons are both misleading and unnecessary. Epictetus wrote, "It's not things that upset us, but our judgments about things." Instead of measuring your worth against others, focus on your own growth. Your path is unique, and your value is not diminished by someone else's success. Rather than striving for perfection or validation, seek authenticity, living in alignment with your own values and aspirations. Authenticity requires courage, the willingness to embrace who you are without fear of judgment. This courage frees you from the need to conform, allowing you to pursue a life that is meaningful to you. It's not about meeting external expectations, it's about fulfilling your potential. As you navigate this journey, you'll encounter moments when the way forward feels uncertain. These are opportunities to reflect on your goals and whether they align with your evolving values. Stoicism teaches us that it's not only acceptable but necessary to reassess and adjust our paths. Changing direction is not a sign of failure, it's a sign of growth. It shows that you are listening to your inner voice and making choices that reflect your true self. The power of choice is central to this philosophy. In every moment, you have the ability to decide how you will respond, what you will focus on, and what you will let go of. This power is a reminder that you are not a passive participant in life, you are its creator. By choosing to focus on what you can control, to embrace challenges as opportunities, and to live authentically, you take ownership of your journey. Life is not about avoiding difficulties, it's about meeting them with courage, resilience, and grace. It's about finding strength in the face of uncertainty and meaning in the midst of struggle. By focusing on yourself, your values, your actions, and your growth, you create a life that is not only fulfilling, but truly your own. This is the heart of Stoicism, the belief that within each of us lies the power to shape our experience, one choice at a time. Life's journey is filled with crossroads where choices must be made, and at the heart of these decisions lies a simple but profound truth. The power to choose is the greatest strength we possess. Every day we are presented with moments that test our patience, challenge our perspective, and push us to reflect on what truly matters. It is in these moments that Stoic philosophy reveals its transformative power, reminding us that we are not powerless in the face of life's trials. Instead, we are the architects of our responses, and through them, we shape our destiny. Imagine you're driving through heavy traffic. A reckless driver swerves into your lane, forcing you to slam on the brakes. The surge of adrenaline and frustration is immediate, but at that moment, you have a choice. Do you let anger take over, shouting and stewing for the rest of the journey? Or do you take a deep breath, let it go, and focus on reaching your destination safely? This small, seemingly insignificant moment holds a powerful lesson. The outside world may trigger your emotions, but you always have the power to control your response. This principle extends beyond everyday irritations to life's more profound challenges. Imagine a colleague publicly undermines you during an important meeting. The room falls silent as all eyes turn to you, waiting for your reaction. The temptation to retaliate is strong, to defend your honor in the heat of the moment. But Stoicism teaches us that true strength lies not in reacting impulsively, but in responding thoughtfully. By remaining calm and composed, you not only preserve your dignity, but also demonstrate mastery over your emotions, a quality far more impactful than any heated rebuttal. This ability to pause, reflect, and choose our response is what sets us apart. It's a reminder that we cannot control others' actions or the circumstances we face, but we can always control how we respond. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This wisdom invites us to focus on our inner world, ensuring that our thoughts and reactions align with our values rather than being dictated by external events. Self-control is not about suppression, it's about alignment. It's about choosing actions that reflect who we want to be, rather than being ruled by fleeting emotions. Think of a challenging interaction with a friend or family member, an argument that stirs up feelings of hurt or resentment. In that moment, it's easy to lash out or withdraw, but what if you chose to respond with patience and understanding instead? What if you sought to listen rather than to defend, to connect rather than to divide? That choice, though difficult, has the power to transform the dynamic, fostering deeper trust and mutual respect. In a broader sense, this principle applies to how we navigate setbacks and failures. Life is unpredictable, and not everything will go according to plan. You might face rejection, financial struggles, or personal loss. These moments can feel overwhelming, but Stoicism offers a lifeline. Focus on what you can control. While you may not be able to change the circumstances, you can change your perspective, your actions, and your mindset. Consider someone who loses their job unexpectedly. The immediate reaction might be despair or anger, but what if they used that moment as an opportunity to reassess their goals, learn new skills, and explore new opportunities? By shifting the focus from what's lost to what's possible, they reclaim their sense of agency. This doesn't diminish the difficulty of the situation, but it reframes it as a catalyst for growth rather than a dead end. The power of choice also extends to how we spend our time and energy. In a world filled with distractions, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. Social media, advertisements, and societal expectations pull us in countless directions, often leaving us feeling depleted and unfulfilled. But Stoicism reminds us to prioritize what aligns with our values and goals. It's about saying no to the noise and yes to the things that bring genuine meaning to our lives. Imagine a day filled with endless tasks and obligations. It's tempting to multitask, to rush from one thing to the next without truly engaging with any of them. But what if you chose to slow down, to focus fully on one thing at a time. Whether it's a conversation with a loved one, a project at work, or a moment of self-reflection, this intentionality transforms the mundane into the meaningful. By choosing presence over distraction, you deepen your connection to the world around you and to yourself. Stoicism also teaches us to approach life with gratitude. Even in the face of difficulty, there is always something to be thankful for, a lesson, an opportunity, or simply the strength to endure. Gratitude shifts our focus from what's lacking to what's abundant, creating a mindset of resilience and hope. Imagine someone navigating a tough period in their life. Instead of dwelling on what's wrong, they take a moment each day to reflect on what they're grateful for, no matter how small. This practice doesn't eliminate the challenges, but it equips them with the perspective needed to face them with courage and grace. Ultimately, the power of choice is about reclaiming our autonomy. It's about recognizing that while life may present challenges, we are never at the mercy of our circumstances. Every decision, no matter how small, is an opportunity to align with our values, to grow, and to create a life of purpose. By focusing on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and mindset, we cultivate a sense of inner strength that no external force can shake. This is the heart of Stoicism, the belief that within each of us lies the power to rise above, to persevere, and to thrive. Life will continue to test us, but with each test comes the opportunity to choose. Will you choose resentment or resilience, reaction or reflection, chaos or calm? The answers lie within you, waiting to shape the story you're writing every day. And in those choices, you'll find the strength to live a life that is not just endured, but true life is a series of moments where the power of choice defines who we are. Every decision, big or small, shapes the life we live and the person we become. Stoicism reminds us that while we cannot control what happens around us, we can always control our response. This is our greatest strength, the ability to choose how we face life's challenges, setbacks, and opportunities. Lie embraced. In moments of frustration or despair, we can choose patience and resilience over anger or complaint. In times of uncertainty, we can focus on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and attitude, rather than succumbing to fear. This perspective empowers us to find meaning in difficulty and strength in adversity. By practicing self-discipline and aligning our actions with our values, we build a life of purpose. We learn to let go of external comparisons, focus on our growth, and embrace the uniqueness of our journey. Each choice becomes a step toward a more intentional and fulfilling life. The power of choice lies within you. It's in how you respond to conflict, how you navigate failure, and how you prioritize what truly matters. With each deliberate decision, you reclaim your agency and shape a life rooted in strength, wisdom, and gratitude. This is the essence of Stoicism, not just to endure life, but to thrive and find peace within it.